Hey guys, it's Linda Winter with day 2 of my Christmas in July. So, I am Linda Winter, opposite of Loser. This is me, just in case you don't know me. I'm going to be showing you twofers. I'm going to show you some Christmas in July projects to inspire you. You've got plenty of time to get stitching between now and Christmas. This is a great time to gift give, to plot out what you're going to be doing, to select your fabrics, all that stuff, and you've got time to sew. So that's the first part. The second part of the twofer is it's a giveaway. I did a giveaway last week. I'll talk about that in just a minute, and I have the winner. I've already contacted the winner. She contacted me, and she's already getting a prize. I'm going to do it a little bit different than last week. I do Facebook for Martelli. Martelli is the company that I work for. They're the company that makes these templates. This is for sewing and quilting. This stuff on the back, no slipping, no kidding. I don't know if you can see how it grabs, we've got bands on, how it grabs this fabric, but when I go to cut, no slipping, no kidding. So Martelli makes the no slip material, but then years ago I said, why don't you make this and why don't you make that? And they said, why don't you? Winter, my last name, Winter Designs. So I'm going to show you projects that are done with both Martelli stuff and Winter Design stuff. This morning I did Facebook Live with Shirley and Beth. They were here at my studio, so I want to take a minute and show you my new design wall. It's not a design wall, but it's a display wall, I guess. Philip did this for me. Philip built my studio, by the way, which is just amazing. But these are some of the projects that I showed last week and some of the projects that I want to show you this week. We have one more week, next Wednesday, back here in the studio on Winter Designs for Sewing and Quilting, and on my YouTube, which is where you are right now, Linda Videos. Linda Videos, I'm Linda Winter, so Linda Videos, and my Facebook, Winter Designs for Sewing and Quilting. If you enter my giveaway, if you go watch the videos in both places, then you're entered now this week for 2 giveaways. Last week I did 1 giveaway. I did a giveaway between Facebook and YouTube, and a lot of you guys said, you know, I really like that you're doing YouTube giveaways, not Facebook, because you don't do social media. So this video is for you guys that don't do social media, and those of you that do, you get a second chance to enter. So let's get started with all the projects. Shirley and Beth made a lot of these things. They've been stitching like crazy. We've been having so much fun. I think they've been worked a little bit overtime, so I'm really thrilled to show you some of the projects. One of the first ones I want to show you is this table runner that Shirley did, or that Beth did. So Beth saw this. I don't know if she saw the video that I did years ago. I started it, but I never finished it. I just pieced the top. She added here this wonderful sashing, and then she added a binding, and her fabric choice is much prettier than what I did. This is done with the half inch, or the half hexi. This is a 10-inch, and you can see here, this basically makes this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of these here, 5 over there, and if we look at the white, this guy plus this, imagine that seam right here, that's what we have here. So really you're doing 5 whites, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing over here. You can cut all 5 at the same time because of this no slip material. If you're really brave, you can cut all 10 at the same time too. This metallic fabric, the metallic sometimes doesn't like the blade, so I would probably cut 5 at a time, but you can make it longer, you can make it shorter. Shirley had a really good suggestion on this morning. She said, if you did a little bit smaller, and I do make the templates in different sizes, 3.5, 5, 7.5, 10. She used the 10, this is what Beth used. That if you made it smaller, or even this, but just made the whole thing smaller, placemats. Not everybody uses table runners, so you can do a long table runner if you want to. Just keep building and building, but you can do placemats out of it too. The star is from Martelli. We have twin stars, we have a couple different stars, but I just think this is really pretty. She stitched in the ditch, and that's what you're seeing here. What I'm showing you today is kind of a review of what we did this morning on Facebook Live. So if you did Facebook Live, I'll have a few more things that I'll be showing you, but I'm also not going to show you as much because we did Facebook Live. So if you do Facebook, terrific. If not, and you want more information, go ahead and give me a call. Or let me know in the comments that you want to have more videos, more information. I'll talk about the giveaway in a little bit and let you know how you have a chance to enter 2 different giveaways this week. And they last 1 week long. I'll give you those details in a bit. So I showed Beth a project and Shirley a project on paper, and I thought, how cute is this? And so Beth said, okay, let me make it. So this is the first one that she did using the 10-inch template. So you have your two pieces of fabric. You're basically sewing right sides together, turning, you know, and then we're going to do a casing here. So top stitching along the way if you want to, but this little casing with your ribbon, when you draw this up, it turns into a really cute basket. Now, based on what you put on the inside of this, if you do some kind of a Bosal or a fusible or, you know, a Timtex or anything like that, it would be really stiff. But if you do something that's very lightweight, maybe just even the cotton fabric, when you really pull this up and this gathers, this is kind of a little petal flower bag. You can put candies in here, you can do a little gift cards, you can do little whatever's, little tchotchkes in there. I like doing the candies, but this is also a great gift to have made up out of all different fabric choices. So when somebody stops by during the year and you say, oh wait, I made you something. You didn't make it for them, you just made it in general. You got it in that back bedroom, you go grab and you say, are they a cat person, are they a dog person, do they like John Deere tractors? Whatever it is, you've got the fabric because you sat and sewed these, whipped these things up. Notice the point here. So Shirley, or Beth, went from this to this. So I make a microwave bowl cozy. I want to show you that first. This is a 10-inch layer cake. I've got a 9.5 all the way down to a 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10, which is the layer cake, 10.5, 12.5, and 15. So whatever I'm showing you here, I've got you covered with sizes. Back in the day when I had people asking me, hey, you need to make a template for microwave bowl cozies, I said, no, just cut yourself a square and then do a dart and do a dart. We're gonna fold in the opposite direction, do a dart, do a dart. And then you sew two of those together. And they said, have you made them? And I said, yes. Have you used them? No. At that time, I lived in hotels, rental cars, airports, airplanes. And they said, well, you know, if your darts aren't perfect, the same length, perfectly the same width, perfectly centered, they're not going to spin in the microwave smoothly. What happens, I'm dropping on the floor. What happens is it'll spin in the microwave and it'll spill in the microwave. And the whole idea when you make a microwave bowl cozy is for the soup or whatever it is that's hot in the microwave to go in, and when you take it out, it's not hot. So you've got this nice little cozy. If I'm picking up the bowl and it's hot, I'm gonna drop it. So the cozy should go into the microwave easily. This is great for ice cream. This one was for my sister for her dogs. She told me, I told this last week, but she said one of her dogs that is older and blind, plus her older dogs, they slobber a lot, they can't find the bowls. So if you have the little cozy there, if they do spill their food or their water or whatever, this can easily go in the washer and the dryer. But the idea is the cozy is there to hold your bowl. I'm going to be showing you in my other videos how to do different sizes, but then also to do the plates. I have these holes that are here for you. So what we end up doing, and you'll see in the videos, I'm cutting, turning the template because the no-slip material stays with this. And then we'll take a regular old Bic pen, do a dot, a dot, a dot, a dot. You'll see how I do that. When you do those dots, you're going to have dots on your fabric. Take one of your longer rulers. This guy right here, you can see how much longer. If I had this, I could follow those dots and draw the line, draw the line. This one isn't quite long enough to dissect. If you have one of these and not one of the longer ones, you could draw and then move. And again, my videos will show you how to do that. When you've done that, what that gives you is a perfect bottom and a perfect top. You'll do two of those and sew them together. Okay, so the microwave bowl cozies, because of these holes, they're perfect every single time. So I want to show you what Beth did. She took the 15-inch. Now I was thinking 12.5 would be good. She did the 15 and it's perfect. Look how cute this is. So if you're showing up at somebody's house, if you're going to be giving something, food, whatever it is that you've made, this is a great little basket. If you are serving dinner, this is from the kitchen to the table. Did I tell you my theme earlier? We filmed a couple times. My phone has been ringing and it kicked us offline. So I can't remember what I said earlier and what I said this time around. But from the kitchen to the table is what this theme is. So you have on the table rolls, your cornbread, whatever it is, inside of here. Again, based on what you put in here, in between your fabric, Timtex, Peltex, any kind of a Bosal thermal, you know, any kind of stiff stuff, this is really stiff. If you don't put anything in here, she has a fusible fleece in here. Again, when you draw this up, imagine that going down, and these are little petals basically. Look how cute that would be. So take out that Bosal thermal, and if this becomes a gift that you're giving somebody with money in it, a gift card, whatever, for a little girl out of, you know, mermaid fabric or whatever it is, and maybe you've got some little lipsticks, the chapsticks, that kind of stuff in there. But this came from the 15-inch. When we open this up, you can see those curves just make it a little more elegant, and that matches her fabric too. The other thing that she did too, which was really neat, she had a focal fabric, and if you fold your fabric in half, basically this right here, she's got this folded in half. So I've got this piece of fabric folded in half, and you can line those lines up with the marks on the templates. Most of my templates will have that hash mark that lets you line up, so you don't have to see underneath the template to get those exactly where you want them to be. So really cute gift, really nice, elegant gift. You decide how big or small. You can do the 15-inch, you can do a square, you can do whatever size. Make these smaller and put your candies and your treats in there. All right, I want to move to some of the other microwave bowl cozies just so you can see microwave bowl cozies don't have to be in the microwave. So let me dump this here. All right, so this is a little basket, a little bowl that I had candy in, but you could put a gift card, you could put a check, you could put some money in there and then put candy on top and decorate it with cellophane and a nice little tag and show up with this in a gift bag or whatever, and they'll say, oh, you made me a bowl, oh, you got me some candy, and you'll say, open it up, and they'll see the check down there. You decide how generous you want to be. But what I like about this is really nice and defined. This is not safe for the microwave. It's a microwave bowl cozy template that was used to make this, but this in the middle here, it's like a Timtex Peltex. It's not safe for the microwave. I need 100% cotton batting, no scrim, 100% cotton thread, and 100% cotton fabric to be able to do that. When I did this guy, again, I wanted something that had a whole lot of stiffness to it so you can really see this is defined, so that later on they can pull this out and put candies at everybody's place setting, or you can put it on the nightstand, or you can put it in the bathroom with some soaps or whatever it is. But you cannot sew right sides together and turn right sides out. You can see this is really wimpy because that's truly 100% cotton batting with no scrim. See how that goes flat? That is what your batting is going to do. Pressing and starch will work really well to give it a little bit of a life, but you're gonna have to press each time you want to pull that out. The bowl, when it fits in there, will help that with shape. But when I turn right sides out with this, I could top stitch on that. You can't do that with this. So what I ended up doing was put wrong sides together. I stitched around with a straight stitch, and then I went back with a zigzag. And I stitched around several times. Because the fusible inside there was white, I needed to go back in and just cover up some of those white pieces that you could see. Do you guys remember making bowls like this back in the day, where we did this side and this side, we stitched together? Sometimes they looked good, sometimes not so much. But with the microwave bowl cozy, you can see how pretty that dart is, because we are sewing that right sides together. So this is a really cute project to do, and you can make this in whatever size. So if you wanted to make it bigger or smaller, totally up to you. So how do we know which size to do? I'm gonna grab these guys here and this guy here. My video will show you, I have 2 videos that I filmed a couple years ago on the microwave bowl cozies. I have like 15 videos, a lot, I don't know how many, but do you see what I'm doing? I'm holding this here, and then I put my finger down, and then I'm gonna bring this over, and then I'm gonna bring this over here. I have 10. I wanna add 1.5 inches to 2 inches, so 12. So the 12.5 inch would work just great for this. So this guy here, because it's a bigger bowl than this, I want that cozy to be able to fit. If I measured this would probably tell me that I need a 10 inch or a 10.5 inch. So there's a big difference between those. You're also gonna use this to let you know not only the bowl size, but do you see how this has a little slope to it, and this is more straight up and down? Well, not only can I do bowls, but I can do plates too. So I need to look at the sides of whatever it is that I'm doing. So if you're gonna make something like this is for a plate. This was done with this template too. You wanna get the plate first before you make this. Why? When I put this down, you'll see in the video how I'm gonna hold my fabric. Basically, once I've got those dots, I'm gonna hold my dots together and test to see. I'm gonna stitch that up, try it out on this side and see if I make it too tight or just right or too big. But I want this to cradle this in here. And you can see how this plate cozy is a perfect plate for cookies, whatever you're gonna show up at somebody's house. Have cellophane on top of this so they're not sliding all over the place. But you can also have this on your dinner table for the pot roast and all those other things. So let's remove the cookies for a minute and I want you to see. You can see this is holding its shape, so it is not 100% cotton batting. So this, even when I kind of do that, it's going to kind of come back to life. This has a fusible in there as well. Not safe for the microwave, but it's too big to go in the microwave anyway. So we're not going to be heating up whatever we have here. This would come from, if it was pot roast, you know, you're going to be taking it from the stove or the oven, probably putting it on a nice serving tray and then putting it in here. But this template with those dots, these guys here allow you to go from a bowl to a plate. So I want to move this over and show you the bowl. I started a bowl, and I know I'm dropping stuff here. Doesn't matter what I do to rearrange. I always am missing something. Oh, those are the pecan things. All right, so I started this. I didn't get to finish it, but I wanted to show you anyway, because this is the 15-inch, and you can see how I've added handles. So what did I end up doing? I've got this where I need to finish off, and you can see where I've just started to tack this. I haven't pressed, I've just turned it, but I really need to go in and pull. Let's get in there and pull and pull and pull. If you've got one of those hams that you can put inside of here and iron right on top, terrific. If you don't, there are tools like this. This is a tool that Philip has made for me and I have on my website. You can pull this way, but if you put this in there and slide around, this is really great for that too. So why did I want to show you this one? Because it's so ugly, it's not finished, because it holds your bowls. So I've got an apple. It's kind of a weird shape, but it's going to grab because of the handles. I've got a bowl that's got a much deeper here, but shallow on the sides, but you can see how that holds because of the handles. Imagine you've got here some nice little pot roast kind of leftovers, and do you see how with the handles that cradles it? And because I have two handles, I don't have to worry about this. On one of my videos, I said 2 handles is good, but 1 is better because it's faster. Well, if you went from here to here, that handle might plop down inside of there. So 2 handles really works better. If you make brownies or banana nut loaf bread or any of those kinds of things, again, this right inside of there with the handles, it grabs. Earlier, Beth said, what about a casserole? And I said, well, casseroles are big casseroles and small. Remember, this is 15 inches, so we've got to think it's got to be less than 15 for sure. So the idea of these to be able to allow you to make all different sizes. Oh, I had one more I wanted to show you. So this guy here, when you're doing your garage sailing and that kind of stuff, shopping, that kind of thing, estate sales, do you see how that, I mean, that not only to carry, but that's sitting on the table as well. So finish up, do all the nice little finishing touches to it, and this will be a really nice gift that you can leave with somebody if you decide you want to. So microwave bowl cozies aren't just for the microwave. I want to show you with the round off several projects. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Yesterday I talked about how whenever I'm at a table with anybody else, I don't have to drink to look like I've been drinking, because placemats, standard placemats usually are about this wide. So you've got enough room for your plate and your silverware and just enough room for your drink to hang on and hang off. And what happens with me is my drink spills. So what I like you to do is make placemats that are wider by at least an inch and a half to be able to hold the drink on there. What really is nice though is rounded corners that match. If you used a bowl, a plate, a dish, you guys know the bowl, a plate, a dish. You're doing this, you're doing that with the bowl, a plate, a dish. This one doesn't match, doesn't match, doesn't match. Well, the round offs, these were templates that I came out with first. This set of round offs has, there's winter designs, and there's winter designs. Oh, this is one of the very first ones. It still says Martelli. This is old. So, but these have numbers that are on here. Radiuses, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 radiuses. What that means is that when you go to do a project, imagine, whoops, a table runner. When you go to do this, you can audition. Do I like this radius? Do I like this radius? Do I like this radius? That's teeny tiny. I'd line up to here, and when I go to turn, it gives me left and right, top and bottom, the same. If I didn't have any batting in here, if it was just fabric and fabric, 2 pieces of fabric, I could do that. You can see my rotary cutter isn't going to do a great job of cutting 4 layers of batting plus 4 layers of fabric. So the round offs allow you to round off the corners. So this was done with the round offs. I want to show you this just because we were talking microwave bowls for a minute. So the microwave bowl cozy, very similar to this. This is for your coffee pot. I used the microwave bowl cozy to make this, 15 inches. And when I cut, I laid out my fabric and I cut around, and then I just moved this down. And you line it up on your mat. Our mats are true and accurate, so you get exactly the same thing, and then you can cut around. I did one for the kitty box. It's long gone because it got really stinky. You know, cats. We now have 5 kitty cats. But the idea of the one for the kitty cats, underneath the cat box, it was long. So you have your long piece of fabric. You're going to cut around, and then you line up to those edges that you just cut, and then you cut. You continue to cut, or you can use one of the no-slip strip rulers to cut, and then you'd use this down on the end to cut based on the length that you want. So the microwave bowl cozies don't have to be for microwaves. Let me get these 2 out of the way, and I want to show you a couple other round-off projects. You know, we've been talking Christmas fabrics, but Christmas doesn't have to be Christmas fabrics, and it doesn't even have to be Christmas themed. This is an apron, and this was done with round offs, and there's a nice little, you know, ruffle that you have here, but they're blue jeans. You guys have blue jeans you shouldn't be wearing anymore. They don't fit you, or they're not in style, but you can make cute little aprons. We are talking from the kitchen to the table, and this would be something that you're wearing in the kitchen when you're getting everything ready. But if you're out in the backyard, this would be a cute little apron to make as well. So again, done with the round offs, and these were done with the circles. I have, let's see if I can find that. I have complete circles. I'll talk about these in a few minutes, but the idea of making something that doesn't have to be for Christmas, now is a really good time. Christmas in July is a great time also to be thinking about Christmas in July, celebrating Christmas, actually getting together, especially if you're in a place where, you know, you are with people that you know and you've been around, and you can kind of trust those people as much as you can, and then really do some celebrating. Okay, so yesterday we showed the Hexi Bowls. The Hexi Bowls are a whole lot of fun to make. G and Sherry came up with this. Here's a Hexi Bowl. This is a 7. The 7 is not the width, the 7 is the sides. So Martelli makes these in all different sizes. This is one that Shirley made. Shirley did a little bit different. You can see how much taller this is, and this is to hold all of your tools. You can have where it's folded inside or folded outside. You can see how basically this gives you the same kind of look, but it's much shallower. So if you wanted to put rolls in here, this is a really fun project to, again, if you've done a pie or some kind of baked goods for the table or as a gift, this is really fun. But look what Shirley found too. I don't know if you can see there, it's got Elvis in it. When she bought the fabric, she didn't even notice that Elvis is there. Isn't that cool? So that's done with the Hexi. Shirley did a matching piece, and this was done with Martelli's Solomon's Puzzle. It's a drunkard's path. But if you look, a pie and an L, a pie and an L, a pie and an L, and if you piece the pies together, you'd get a circle. If you piece the pies separately, you'd get kind of this look. I hope you all can see what I mean. This look, and then this would be doing that too. So drunkard's path, the Solomon's Puzzle, it's a really fun set of templates to play with. If you've never played with them, this would be a really great table runner. Add 2 more to this and it makes a table runner. If you wanted to do a little bit narrower, then you could do placemats out of this, but it also would be a great centerpiece. If you do set the table and you are putting a candle or flowers or whatever, it would be really pretty, especially with all the golds and everything else. And because we've got Elvis here and Elvis's guitar, that's kind of a fun hidden feature too. These are the Solomon's Puzzles templates, and you can see there's an L shape and a pie shape, and we have several different sizes. So that's a really fun project to do as well, and you can really have fun with that. I think I've talked about everything over here. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. By the way, tools are always a great gift too. Okay, so I want to grab some of the circle projects. And it may be that this is going to be doing a 2-minute video. What are we saying, Tina? Go ahead and say. What's that?
24.
Okay, so we're going to be doing 2 videos like I did last week because I have a lot to show you. So I'm going to grab my circles and I want to show you some circle projects. Some of these are from Shirley, some of these are from Beth, and some of these are from me. So circles come in different sizes. The circles that I have are complete circles. What that means is a complete circle. Why? If you used Martelli circles, basically what I had there, you would be folding and folding, and you're cutting a circle like that. That's great if it's cotton fabric, but once you're getting to Timtex or Peltex or Bosal, Thermal, or Insulbrite or anything like that, I can't fold in half and fold in half and cut. So the circle templates are a whole lot of fun to play with, and when you go to cut, I'm going to grab this stuff over here. Let's pretend that this is a pot holder. I'm going to grab this, and I cut and cut and cut and cut and cut till I'm done. That'll make something like this. This guy here would be a pocket, and this piece of batting that's in here, you can put that inside of here and inside of here. Inside here, I did a twofer. This is the back side, and it's also the batting, so you decide, but this is one of those cute little double pocket kinds of things. There's 8 layers of fabric here. If you used a bowl, a plate, a dish, guess what? Those circles aren't going to line up consistently, so the circles make it a whole lot of fun. So Beth did this one, and I thought really pretty fabrics. She fussy cut this as well. What is fussy cutting? You use the circle fussy cut. Imagine 1 layer of fabric. Do I want like this, where I've got those kind of all here? Do I want that to be the centerpiece? You decide what it is you want. Once you get what it is you want, that goes inside. And then we'll lift, and then you can cut. And again, you would only be cutting 1 layer of fabric, because who knows what's happening on that back side. Or you could do the fabric and your batting, but none of this stuff. But the idea of this gives you the flowers exactly where you want. Now what Shirley did was she cut this and she cut this and cut your inside, and I think she had a thermal Bosal. But this piece right here, cut a circle, and from that circle you're basically going to place this on top and cut. We talked this morning about a really cute pot holder that none of us made that's an ornament. So this would be a solid circle. You'd have a little stem up here basically, you know, to hang off of the tree. And instead of having this be cut like that, you're really cutting a piece of fabric that's like this. And you can cut another one that's like this. So it's an ornament that's decorative. So that can be done by first cutting your circle, and then you can place that right on top of another piece of fabric and another piece of fabric, and that would give you those little strips, which would be really cute. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So Shirley and I are both kitty cat people. She made this for a friend of hers. She's going to talk about her friend next week, next Wednesday when we're doing Wrap It Up. But look how cute this is. It's basically the same one that I just did. A little bit thicker. She's got nicer Insulbrite inside of here, or the Bosal, and thicker here as well. She did some quilting on top of it, a fabric choice instead of the Iron Quick that I use, but look how cute this is. When you present the gift, you can put in the little towels that go with it. So that is so adorable. She did this as a little kind of a bundle, and she used my, where is it? This guy here. I think I brought it over. Anyway, my Bun Warmer. When I find it, I'll come back and show you this. Tina's pointing over there. I don't see it. So the Bun Warmer.
Under your cloth.
Under the cloth. Right here? Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, sorry guys. Yep, it's amazing how I can lose things. Okay, so the Bun Warmer, This was a request from the customer, and this was the first one that I ever made. I always use junky fabric to test out. You can do this out of beautiful old linens, hankies, those kinds of things, even the hankies where this has been pieced on. But imagine this in a basket, then you have your buns, and then this goes right on top. I have a video on this, and you'll see me doing insul film. Insul film is a thin piece of silver material that's going to keep the warmth in there. But this is what the bun warmer is supposed to be like when you place your fabric on the fold. This is what Shirley did. This is a great little towel topper, and you can see this with kitty cats, right sides together, turned, and then you're just stitching it on and then doing your snap. So it goes on your refrigerator, on your stove, on your dishwasher. How cute is that? Coordinating fabrics make it really nice. Shirley did these guys with the round-offs, placemats, and she did fabrics that coordinate. The fabrics don't have to be exactly the same. I call them, again, twofers. You know, this is a nice sunny day, and this is, oh my God, I love my kitty cats. So it's a really nice option. When you do something like this, you can also make one of the little oven mitts. Martelli makes this oven mitt, and this is the smaller size. We have a larger size that is good for most hands, but some of us with smaller hands like the idea of this guy here. This is our smaller size. So that's a whole lot of fun. Lisa's been doing a lot of projects with that too. Okay, so I think we're gonna stop, and then I'm gonna start my next video, and I'll show you more of the projects that I have on the walls.